Check, check. All right, we did it. We're here.
Check.
There's no echo. Come on now, Rohan. All right, guys, we did it. We made it. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. If you hear an echo, let us know. We're doing a seated show today. I was told that we have to be a lot more serious. Spencer Israel on the pre-market show said that we were having too much fun and we need to tone it down a little bit. So now we're sitting again. We do a more formal setup. And we're just going to be really talking about trading from an academic standpoint. Less practical, more academic. So Spencer Israel, thank you for the feedback there. But all right. Now that we're through that, let's really get rolling, guys. This is the Power Hour. This is ZingerNation. This is how we spend our 40 minutes every single day. Sometimes 50 minutes when we're on time, but 40 minutes today. The point of this show, the reason why we're all here together, we're ZingerNation, is because we want this to be the best trade idea resource out there. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going after. Ideas not just from myself, not just from Jason, sitting over here from me, 6 feet away, but out of the chat as well, guys. We've got 2 awesome guests coming on, so you're not going to hear me blabbering on a ton today. But it is Freaky Friday. Let's go. So I do want to start the day off with a little bit of fun.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Can you guys hear me? I'm not even on camera though. Like they don't see me. So what's up with this? I know I'm ugly, but come on. We got good guests.
Yeah, you're pulled from the shot.
Oh, now I'm showing up. Okay. Why are they like doing that? And I got Rocky here. Okay, fine. And then we have guests. But can you guys hear me? Are there echoes? Like we just need an audio check, guys. Press 1 if we're good, 2 if we're not. Yeah, they won't give me a table. Aaron Thomas here hates me.
No tables.
Aaron
no
Thomas
tables.
Hates me. No, he likes everyone else. No, Aaron, it's okay. The community is mad. Okay, so big show about to happen today. Can we tease our guest a little bit because they're in the waiting room and the only problem with no table is it looks like I'm looking down when I'm on the thing. But we have 2 big guests coming on.
Yeah, okay.
One who is just, I mean, they're both options. But I heard this person in a clubhouse room talking option Greeks, and I was like just mesmerized. I thought when you're talking Greeks, you're like in Greece. And this, I mean, I was just like, for an hour and a half, I was in a trance. I'm like, okay, I thought I knew what I was doing buying call options, Greeks, gamma, delta, all this stuff. But we're going to do like a Cliff Notes version of it. Maybe not, but she has a rendition that she wants to go over. And then we have another guy who has like 600,000 followers on TikTok. Have you ever heard of TikTok? Yeah, TikTok. I said it. So
it's Donald Trump's favorite app. See a lot of Donald Trump on there.
I don't get that joke. Oh, I get it. The dancing stuff. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I get it.
The whole banning.
Banning? Oh, because he's banning the app.
He
Oh,
wanted to
I
ban
didn't get
TikTok.
Luke's joke there. Okay, guys, I may have been born at night. Hey, why don't we forget no joke time? I was going to do a joke time since your joke that you told, but forget it. Let's go on to the show.
All right, let's go on to the show. So I'm going to kick us off with a little bit of fun. We're then going to do like options 201 today. This is not options 101. You know, if you skipped options 101, that's all right. We'll hop straight into options 201. But first things first, guys.
Hey, you guys got to like and subscribe. You got to like and smash that thumbs up button right now. You got to smash it because we have new software today. It's trying something out. Aaron doesn't like the software, but we're just trying it out. So if you smash the like, then then we win and Aaron loses. So just please do it, okay? Thank you.
All right. So what I'm starting with, you guys cannot say that we do not make you money on this show. Mr. Rohan, can you please pull my screen up? There we go. I see.
Well, how much did they miss? You're talking about SolarWinds? What? Restart SolarWinds. We're back. We're back.
All right, I said you guys cannot say that we do not make you some money on this show. First thing I want to talk about, SWI SolarWinds. If we had a normal setup, I would throw up my disaster the day banner, that cute little graphic that I made. But we started this show at noon on Monday. The first stock that we talked about was SolarWinds. We talked about the company was down 20% on news that there was a sophisticated hack of the company's systems. Not good for like a tech security stock. And the big keyword that we pulled out was that SolarWinds said they're working with the FBI to resolve issues and figure out who the attacker was. Whenever you see FBI next to a company name, it's not good. It's definitely not good. Basically, the case that we made is, there could be opportunity for this thing to climb back up if a hack turns out to be no big deal, but your downside is way bigger. If this turns into a big problem, if they lose clients out of it, if there's government investigations, the reputation's tarnished, it's going to be bad for SolarWinds. That's exactly what ended up happening. Let's see, on noon Monday, this is a 5-day chart that I had up. It was the stock was trading at about 1950 down to 1706 today, and this has changed from being a stock market story to a Main Street story. I mean, this is CNN primetime talking about this hack. Russian government driven is what it sounds like so far. So disaster the day number 1. I'm going to do 2 today. SolarWinds. There's the sad trombone.
Where is your disaster graphic, sir?
We don't have it yet. Aaron Thomas was gonna go do like a little disaster dance, so maybe we'll get that on the second one.
But then why didn't he do so?
Can we get the disaster dance, Aaron Thomas, before we do the second disaster of the day?
Thank you. Do the disaster dance, Aaron.
See, this is a disaster. That was a disaster. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, next stock that I want to talk about. This one is actually a couple days old, but I want to talk about the IPO process a little bit. This is the disaster of an IPO. And the company's called Context Logic. It's Wish.com. The ticker is Wish, Whiskey, India, Sandy, Hotel. So here's what happened on IPO day. The IPO was priced at $24 per share. So what that means is that the price that the institutional market set when the company was going around and trying to sell its shares off in big bundles to institutional shareholders was $24 a share. That's what they said is the fair price of the stock. Typically, what you want to see in an IPO is the stock open for public trading above that IPO pricing, right? That almost always happens. It's absolutely what you want to see to get some initial momentum in the stock. Wish, the IPO priced at 24. The stock started trading at 23. That's bad. And the stock closed at about $19 at the end of that first trading day. Absolute disaster of an IPO. If I was paying an investment bank millions and millions of dollars to open my stock and get it onto the market, I would be pissed. But at least for all you Wish shareholders out there, we're getting a little bit of a bump today, and we're at $24 above that IPO pricing. That was the key level to watch. If you check in on my chart here, look at this. The stock got stopped one time at right around $24. A second time at $24. It just breached it again. If this is a breakout and not a fake out, I think that Wish has room to run. But just be careful. Keep your stops in. Because we might get faked out again. I thought we were going to break out this first time, so we shall see. All right. Jason, do you know if it's time for our guest yet, or should I keep going?
It could be. I was just trying to get one thing ready, but I say bring on the guest as you haven't joined the call yet. Then you guys want the link. I know she's waiting.
All right. We are not ready for the guest yet. So what I am going to do, I've got the
Get a hold of Aaron and get
live portfolio up on the screen as we look at every single day. This is the live account. Couple of things that I want to throw updates on with the stocks that we've added to the portfolio since doing this show. First things first, our favorite stock, the savior of the portfolio. Check this one out, guys. Now 486% gainer.
What?
Voyager Digital.
I mean, you must be so happy with me on that.
We can't hear you, Jason.
Jesus. You must be so happy with me on Voyager Digital.
I'm always happy with you.
No, but
especially on Voyager Digital. Let's go.
because if you didn't know me, you would not be in Voyager Digital, and you bought it.
Absolutely.
And listen to this: Luke bought Voyager Digital at 60 cents, and Voyager Digital went down to like 20 cents, 15 cents, right?
I don't know if it got that low, but it was bad.
It was bad.
It was stark.
Luke and I were down a lot of money on Voyager Digital at one point, like a lot.
Yeah.
We were down like 60%, and the funny thing is, and then it went up, and now we're up a lot. I think even more than you're saying, Luke, but whatever.
I'm at 487%, so I'm 66
Oh, you are?
cents.
So listen to this.
$3.90.
Okay, so I'm not up as much. Mine says like 120 because I sold some because I have some in another account, but I have a lot of it. I have a lot.
I mean, at 66 cents, you might have accidentally bought the company.
Yes, exactly. So it's amazing. But I also gave some trades. This okay, your thing's live. Do we have the guest ready to go?
All right,
okay.
Producer Rohan, will you tell us when the guest joins, please?
Are you communicating with them? They're on your email too, so check your email. But I bought a stock this week, Luke, and I gave it on the show. And I just want to skip to it for 1 second, boss. I know you can show.
All right, this is a breakout. Sorry, Wish we just talked about. We didn't know if it was a breakout or a fake out. The stock is absolutely breaking out, guys. Check out that one. If I wasn't doing this and I was trading right now, I'd be looking for some entries there. Tight stops. All right,
okay.
Keep going, Jason.
So I bought RFL. RFL. I said my smart friend, Brian Jacobi, who's on the hedge fund manager, but his friend gave RFL. I bought a medium-sized position on it on Tuesday on the show live. RFL is up 9.71% today, and it's up a total of 20.34% in 3 days. I gave that to you guys live. I don't know why you guys aren't chatting in the chat room and doing all the stock stuff. I do know one thing, that we're normally live on Twitter and Facebook, but we are not right now. I'm getting some complaints about that. Where's the show? But that's okay. I guess there's some tech stuff. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
And then I got another one, guys. It's not just a celebration day, but it's the truth. GAN, G-A-N. This is one that I've been getting killed on and getting slammed in the chat rooms. I saw in the message boards. GAN is over $18. Went from $15.55 this week to $18.10. This is my third biggest position. And then I have one more that I would like to up over 40. Gave it to you at 20, then 60.
Wait. I'm stopping you on GAN. So they priced their offering at $15.50 a share, and the stock is $18.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Holy crap! Because the demand was way higher than they thought. It was impressive, and I'm accepting it. I'll take it. Lithium at $17.40. I have a bunch of call options on lithium that expire today, and I was going to exercise them. I exercised them yesterday, but I'm not going to exercise them. If I don't exercise them, what happens? Do they just convert to the equity? They expire today. What happens? I don't know.
Yeah, you're in the money on them?
Yes, I have the lithium December 18th $10 calls. I'm up 1,200%. $60,000 or something like that, but 1,200%. So I wasn't gonna exercise because I don't want the tax gain. So do I just own the stock then? Is that what happens? I don't know this.
Oh man, I heard you asked Dennis Dick the next question.
No, but I'm
Dennis
asking a different question.
Yeah. You're gonna have shares in your account.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what are people saying to me? The GAN calls aren't doing so well. Jason, what do you mean the GAN calls aren't doing so well? Oh, my calls that you bought? Oh, Brent, listen, you're the guy who shorted Tesla. So, wait, I need to exercise him, Christian? I don't want to exercise him. I want the stock. I don't want to exercise him. Okay, and then one more stock that I told you guys I went in, and I was down 6%, Elastic, ESTC. ESTC. I found it through Benzinga Pro. That is my tool of choice. ESTC is up 9.48%. So yes, this is the highest my portfolio has ever been, and I'm sure I'm going to get blindsided on Monday, but I am at the highest I've ever been. And it's we're going to start the BZ Raz hedge fund tomorrow because, oh God, someone's calling me at this time. Unbelievable.
Unknown caller.
I'm live on the show, and they're calling me. So, all right, Luke, invite the guest on, okay?
All right. Is we have our first guest here. Can we bring him on the stream? All right.
I don't know what's going on with our tech team today. We got two guys behind the scenes here. I wish I could switch. Oh, they're ready?
We're ready? All right, Tiffany. If you can hear us, we can't hear or see. There we go. We see you.
Yes, Tiffany. Modern. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys and see you guys.
Rohan? One
All
second.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Tiffany, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Welcome. I hear me echoing
Thank
though, Rohan.
you.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. My echo has gone away,
No,
but we are so excited to have you on. I literally,
thank
did you hear what
you.
I was saying about you earlier?
No, I
Literally,
missed
did you hear what I
it.
was saying about you earlier? But you missed everything I said
No,
about
I
you?
missed it. I did.
Okay. Well, I was saying how that night in Clubhouse, I was mesmerized. You were talking
Oh,
about Greeks and deltas and gammas and betas, and I literally for an hour and a half just sat there. I'm like, I thought I knew options a little bit. I buy calls mostly, and I thought I knew options. And then when you gave those instructions and those PowerPoints and things, honestly, it was like you were speaking a different language. I thought when you say Greeks that I'm in Greece and I see the Greeks walking around. No, the expertise you have is immense, and I just quickly want to know how the heck did you learn all this stuff? No, I'm serious.
time. Just
On your
having
own?
so much on my own.
But
I
but but
learned it.
like let's get more like practical for the listeners. Like, did you learn just from
Okay.
trading, or did you have books you read, or you watched videos, or how exactly did it happen?
I learned strictly from YouTube videos, watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos, staying up very late hours at night. While my friends were partying, I was learning how to trade.
Yes, I love that. It's a passion, right? It's the passion that drives it.
Yeah.
Like all of us market nuts, our friends think that we're
Literally.
so weird, but it's
It's
the
so
passion that does it.
fun though. It is. Like once you really tap into the market, it's so exciting. There's so much to do. It has so much character depending on what trade and what company you're looking at. So I love it. I am obsessed.
So, Tiffany, will you just take it
Yes.
over and embark some of that intelligence on, whatever, wherever you want to go with this right now, just take it over because honestly, I was mesmerized.
Oh, well, usually on Clubhouse, I like to just teach primarily women how to tap into the market because I feel like it's untapped, and a lot of women, they're kind of like it can be a little intimidating to them. So I'm like, guys, step into it. Like it's not that hard. Like we've gone through harder things in relationships, furthermore than what's going on in the market. So it's so easy to tap in. So I like to trade and teach how to trade on Clubhouse because I think once they see someone like me that has no background in this, I'm a developer and an events planner. Once they kind of see me tap into it, they get a little motivated. So, I love it. I mean, if we want to jump into something, can we jump into let's talk about I think Tesla is well talked about already. So, how about we talk about chips moving into 2021
Wait, say that one more time.
and
What, moving into 2021?
Chips,
the
chips,
chips.
chips.
Okay.
Yes. Let's talk about SMH, NVIDIA,
All right.
AMD.
Let's do it.
Yes. So I think one of the biggest conversations that are happening in the end of 2020 is what's the next thing for 2021? Where are we going? For me and my students, I like to put them in more long-term positions than short terms, especially starting out just to build your portfolio out. So it's just like, what is the sector to go? Where are we going for 2021? What is a safe bet? What has a lot of longevity moving forward? A lot of growth potential. And for me, out of all things right now, I really, really love what's happening with just the whole SMH ETF with NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA has a lot of potential, a lot of up growth, and a lot of things, a lot of exciting things happening for them, as well as TSM and AMD. So, it's one of those ETFs where it's such a safe bet that I think it would be so great for anyone looking for a nice long-term position to jump in and tap into
So,
that.
so are you trading options on those?
I am, yeah, I'm looking at some 2023 options.
Wait, 2023?
2023?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
you're way
yeah.
out.
We
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
wait.
That's
oh, we
I
interesting.
go
want to hear
there.
why. Why not 2021s?
Okay. Not 2021s. Okay, so the way I like to teach how to trade is I feel like 2021, that's typically I like to cut my options in about half or at least three fourths, 75% out. So I feel like Nvidia has a good a year and a half of amazing upgrowth coming. So typically if you expect a move to happen or a certain percentage for a year and a half, I like to give buffer, and that buffer is going out to 2023. Oh, 2022. I'm sorry, not 2023. Forgive me.
Okay. Yeah.
2022, not 2023. So I like to give that buffer so you can have some time for anything to happen in the market. So I like to, give at least a couple months ahead when it comes to getting my contracts. So
Okay. And somebody in the chat is asking what ETF. That is the Van Eck Semiconductor ETF. Shout out to our friends at Van Eck, good friends of Benzinga. Got some air horns. Ticker on that one,
that's it.
SMH Sandy Mike Hotel.
That's it. I love that. That's a really safe bet with a lot of upside potential. I think that's one of those ETFs you sit, you come back in a couple of months, you'll be very, very happy. So, and that
Okay.
is super beginner friendly. There's so much to learn
Luke, are you going to
and
buy it
so
today
much
and
to
buy some options?
Well, okay. Let me ask a couple questions then. Let me do my due
Okay.
diligence. So let me ask you this, Tiffany. Why now on this one? Like semis, it's a big industry. A lot of guests that we have, they talk about like here's some industry that people don't know about. So you see strength in the industry. Why now?
Oh, at this point, it has a lot of upside potential. I think with NVIDIA and all their gaming chips that they're putting out, I think we only saw the
Okay.
beginning of a lot more to come. And I think that's the biggest thing is how to get into a company before it hit. Like before I think Nvidia hasn't even peaked yet. It's really expensive. But I think it hasn't peaked yet. And if I had really my bullish theories is really on Nvidia and AMD. If I had to really choose, those are the two where I feel like there's so much upside left, versus I feel like certain companies kind of already hit their peak in regards to where that stock can go. And I feel like there's so much new introductions that NVIDIA hasn't quite put out yet. So, NVIDIA is expensive by itself. So getting NVIDIA for a long haul, you're going to pay a pretty high, steep premium. So if I wanted to get into NVIDIA and get a decent premium, going to that SMH route is probably your best bet.
Okay. And for the options, are you buying them in the money, out of the money? What sort of strikes are you looking at?
Well, for me, I'm looking at right at the money. So I could do the ones that I currently have. Pull this up. Am I get disconnected?
You got disconnected?
Am I still
Yeah.
You're still here?
Yep.
okay? No, because I'm on my laptop. I'm looking at the strikes.
Well, Tiffany,
Okay.
would it be easier for you to share your screen, or probably can't do that because it's private info?
Oh yeah, we can't do that. I mean, this is yeah, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
you're
Especially
kind
with
of
all my
glitching for a second, but it's not bad. Wait, and Tiffany, as you're pulling up those
oh,
strike prices, or actually answer that, and then I'll go to the next thing.
okay. So I think because I'm on here, it's not letting me pull it up.
Okay. Well,
Hold on.
one thing I
Let's do
wanted
it
to,
on my phone.
Tiffany, one of the courses you taught
Yes.
at the clubhouse meeting that we had,
Yes.
what was the link to it?
Yeah.
I know it's Modern Black Girl and spelled BLK. But what was the link? Is Modern
Yes.
Black Girl something else?
So it's modernblackgirl.com/class recap.
Okay, got it. I'll
Yeah.
type that
So
in.
we did. Yeah, so we did like the first class that we did on Clubhouse was just the basics of the market, basics of the stock. Like, what is a stock? What is an option? What are calls and puts? What is a bull market? And then the second one, we went into a little bit more details on, what is an option and what makes up an option? What is implied volatility? What is open interest? What is bid and ask? Really going to those details on what makes up an option contract. And then we did a whole separate class specifically on the Greeks and how, if you know how the Greeks work, how you can make it work in your potential. A lot of people, they kind of ignore it because they're like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. When in hindsight, it's a huge deal. And if you know the Greeks properly, you can use it to your advantage. So that was what that class was that Jason walked into, just need to say, hey, ignore the Greeks. Then you could probably ignore a couple of them, right? But as long as you can pay attention to, of course, like your theta, your delta, your gamma, I think that's really important to stress.
So
So
Tiffany,
that
Luke,
is
do you know what theta is?
I
Luke?
was just gonna say, I don't want to call it the chat, but I suspect that there's a lot of people in ZingerNation who only buy out of the money calls, and that's the only thing they know for options. There's my scream.
Oh.
Tiffany, could you give us a you heard that? That's pretty good, right?
Yes.
I-
I'm like, what the
Okay,
hell
they
is
gave me a
that?
soundboard. I don't know why. I'm the wrong person to give it to. I've used this thing, but but could
Oh
you
my
give us
gosh.
Greeks 101 in just a couple minutes? Could you give us the quick run through?
All right. We're gonna start off theta. So theta is your time decay. So as time is moving on these contracts, there's money that is being lost within that contract, right? So you can't really gain back time unless you're adding more contracts, but every time you have a contract, time is getting eaten off of that contract. So what's happening with data decay, typically when you get certain contracts, if you're getting an at the money.
Class recap doesn't work, by the way.
No? Hold on,
No.
I'm on it right now. Let's
People keep complaining.
let's see what's.
People keep saying, I want the class link, and they're getting mad at me. And I put class recap, I swear.
Oh, no. Tell them. Okay, so if they go straight to Modern Black Girl, just the website, click menu, there's going to be class recap right there with a folder classes.
On the top right corner. Okay.
So,
yeah, so go to Modern Black
yeah,
Girl,
so just
BLK, not BLACK,
yeah.
BLK, and then class recaps top right. Okay, go back to do your Cliff Notes 90-second or 2-minute version, and I'll shut up. Sorry about that. Okay.
And I'm taking notes in the
so
chat
that's
for everyone.
Okay, so that's theta decay. Typically, when you're at the money, because you have a shorter time for it to hit strike price, your theta is going to be a little bit more expensive versus if you go out of the money or a little bit deeper in the money where the theta isn't as expensive. However, as time goes and as you get closer to your expiration date, that amount that is eating out gets larger. So that's why typically when you get weekly contracts or you get 2 or 3 weeks contracts, you typically have an extremely high theta, and it's because you have a smaller amount of time before it hits its actual expiration date. So you want to be very careful when you are getting certain expiration dates because you don't want your contracts to be eaten out by. So definitely that comes with a little bit of planning. More of that stuff. And just to get into Delta really quick, just to give you guys a quick 90 seconds, when you're getting into Delta is telling you the probability that your trade would be in the money. So Delta can range anywhere from 0.00 to all the way to $1 on your calls. If you are on your puts, it's going to be a negative. And what that is doing is Delta is telling you the probability that your contract is actually in the money. So it can be 0.4, which can be 40%, which can give you $40 per dollar on your contract. So that's something to keep in mind with Delta. To give a quick one, let's just do gamma really quickly. Gamma is your acceleration to delta. So of every 20 cents that delta is going to give you, gamma will give you about 5 or 3% because it's the acceleration of the actual delta contract, not. Ooh.
You're still here. Tiffany,
Hello?
still there?
Uh-oh. I think I have to do it. Sad trombone.
All right. When I guess Tiffany's or our system is better, we'll bring her on again. It looks like she froze and went out. But we have Tiffany's great, by the way. She's great. She knows her stuff. Trust me, she had thousands of people listening to her. And we're going to keep bringing you on amazing guests like Tiffany. And we brought on 2 yesterday. And tomorrow we have, not tomorrow, Monday we have just unbelievable guests continuing to come. So,
But I will never miss a chance for a plug. If you do want some education tomorrow, 1 o'clock, hit subscribe on the Benzinga YouTube channel. We're going to be doing an options run through. We did one last weekend, smash hits. We're going to be doing it again this Saturday. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, I will never miss the opportunity for a plug.
And if you love the sound effects, I hear you seeing that, and you see us sitting down. We're not happy sitting down. Wait till you see what we have next week. These graphics that you see are just a little basic, and we're going to next week amp it up. But Luke will be standing up. I'll be standing up.
Yeah, they can't even see my Lululemon pants. You told me to wear the Lulus.
Oh, yeah, wear it. Shake your butt. Let's see your Lululemon pants.
You got no room to stand up.
Yeah, no room to stand up. We got a lot of issues. But you know what? We work through those. We build through those. We don't just complain and say victims. These guys behind the scenes are working their butts off on this stuff. So we like it. That's Aaron and Rohan. and Dante and Karen and Emily. So they're all at it. Okay, 6 people. They're at it. We'll get it right, and you guys are gonna like it.
Yep.
Do you want to bring on the
don't forget about intern Aaron. Helping out Emily.
Yep, intern Aaron helping out Emily for sure. Now, what do we want to bring on the next guest? Do we have the next guest ready? He's logged on. His screen is still loading. He has to load it. He has a rolling clank.
We can talk about some other stocks.
Yeah, we can talk about other stocks. You want some
let's
stocks?
Talk about Rocket. Come on. What's going on with Rocket today, guys?
Nothing.
I thought we had a downgrade.
We did. KBW.
Yeah, let's talk
downgraded it and put a $19 price target. I mean, I'm aware. You think I was born at night?
Yeah,
Not
but we
last
can't
night.
ignore the bad news, right? We always celebrate the good news. The bad news: stock caught a downgrade. KBW. They're one of the banks that's known for analyzing a lot of these
Keith
financial
Brewett
companies.
and Woods.
Yep. Basically, they said that they see Rocket continuing to be an industry leader, but are worried about a slowdown in the mortgage market. So they put a $19 price target on the $22 stock. I still like this thing. I'm still in it. Again, the thesis for me, that they dominate the mortgage market. They have such a machine figured out. Let's just see them scale that out to other industries. Let's go RKT.
All right, Rohan or Aaron are yelling something at us, so I guess that means we need to do something. What? Steve is here. Steve, come on.
All right.
And then when Tiffany, we get the technology working, we'll bring her back, or another day, because she has all these programs and doing amazing stuff, so I don't want to forget about her. Okay, so Steve, there you are, my man.
Hey there, how's it going?
Welcome to the Power Hour.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for being on the show.
Have you heard of Benzinga before?
Yes, of course. I think I've heard of it a little bit.
Well, if you haven't, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So you have a big TikTok following. I know you're on YouTube as well. What's your TikTok name?
So my name is Call to Leap. I have a website at calltoleap.com. All my tags on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, it's all at Call to Leap.
Yep, and Leap is spelled L-E-A-P, Luke. I know
L-E-A-P, that's right.
I put it in the chat. It's already there.
I know, but I figured you'd spell it, L-E-P-E-E. Okay. Anyway, so I'm assuming that's Leap Options. All right? Leap Options.
That's right.
We're having an option show today.
Oh,
so,
wait. I thought it was like a gymnastics move, like a big leap. No?
So
it could be whatever you want it to be.
So Steve, tell us. Okay, so Steve, take over and tell us about your strategy, guys. And just for credibility, Steve has a lot of followers, especially on TikTok, talking about leaps. He has a nice YouTube page, very colorful screenshots he makes. Doesn't post as often there, but just take a look. And I just met Steve about 5 minutes ago, so that was my quick research. I could be totally wrong with my guesses, but I'm a really quick researcher. So go ahead, Steve.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. So basically, my main strategy is I'm a little bit more.
Hold on. They turned it. They fixed it. Emily fixed it, so we're good. Go ahead, Steve.
Sure. So basically, with my strategy, I'm more of a long-term investor, and I kind of supplement my portfolio with a couple of options plays. But more specifically, I sell covered calls and cash secured puts, which is the wheel strategy. I'm sure you guys all know about that. And I also supplement my
on us. Can you take us through the covered call really quick?
Covered calls? Sure, yeah. So with covered calls, basically, it's kind of like this. Well, when I grew up, my parents always just want to give you guys a little bit of background. My parents always were into real estate. And they were always telling me like, oh yeah, when you grow up, you want to make sure you own property, you can rent out property, and that you can always like be collecting rents, some sort of like residual income, like every single month. Yep. So, as I grew older, I wanted to do something like that, but I didn't have a lot of money.
Wait,
so
Steve,
then I kind of found out.
Did your parents read Rich Dad Poor Dad when you were growing up?
I don't think so.
Yeah, my dad read that book, and then like for 2 years after that, he always told me how I need to own income properties when I grow up.
Yeah. That's the way. Yeah, that's the way wealthy people do it, right? So we got to copy what they do. So yeah. But anyway, I wanted to do something like that, but I didn't have a lot of money to buy any houses or anything like that, right? So This is when I got into the stock market and I found out about covered calls and how basically I can kind of do like the same thing with stocks, and I can kind of like quote unquote rent them out to other people to kind of collect premium every single month. So I discovered this thing called covered calls and selling cash secured puts. And with selling covered calls, it's like, like what I said, it's like kind of like collecting rent. So what I would do if you guys aren't, if the viewers don't really know what this strategy is, I basically buy 100 shares of a stock, and then I sell a right to someone else to buy my stocks away from me at a certain price by a certain date. And with that, I collect a premium, and I do this every single month, and then I just get consistent income every single month. Yeah. So I don't know if maybe should I give like an example to the viewers?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's walk through an example.
Sure. Okay. So I'll keep the numbers really simple here. Let's just say that I am looking at a stock that I really like, that I'm very bullish on, and maybe it's trending neutral right now. It's not really going anywhere. So I'll take a look at Apple, and we'll pretend that Apple is like $100 per share. And then I go out and I go buy 100 shares of Apple. So 100 times 100 shares, that's going to be a $10,000 investment. So what I do with this 100 shares, I'll go on, like Craigslist or, like the option chain, right? Where I try to see if anyone wants to buy my 100 shares. And I find a guy named Craig. I go, okay, there's this guy who wants to buy my shares away from me for $101. And he wants to buy all my shares next month. Now I go, okay, Craig, sure, I'll sell you all of my $100 100 shares for $101 to you. But he goes, Steve, I don't have the money right now. So is it cool if you just kind of like hold the shares for me? Don't sell it to anyone. I just want dibs on your shares right now. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll hold it for you for 1 month. And in return, he pays me like a little premium, a little bit of cash just for me to hold the shares for him. He'll pay me $300. So I get the $300 just to hold the shares for him. Now, two things will happen next month. So if the shares are at $100 right now, by next month, if the shares are still trading at $100, Craig isn't gonna want to buy the shares away from me for $101 because he might as well just buy it from the market, right? So he's gonna be like, you know what, Steve, I don't want to buy these. I don't want to buy the 100 shares away from you. I'm just gonna buy it from the market. You know what? Just keep my premium. So basically, within that 1 month of time, I just made $300 just by holding the shares for him. And then after that contract expires, I can go out again and I can sell another contract to someone else to collect another $300 every single month. Now, the other scenario is this. If Apple goes from $100 to $101 by next month, then what happens is Craig is going to be like, oh, cool, Steve, I'm going to buy all of your shares away from you for $101. So not only do I make the $300 for a premium, I also get to make capital gains because I bought 100 shares for $100 and I sold it to Craig for $101. I made another $100 capital gain. That gives me $400 profit within that 1 month. So that's $400 out of a $10,000 investment. That's a 4% return within a month. And I just keep doing this over and over again, basically until my shares get called away. And if I get called away, I'll buy another 100 shares and I'll keep doing the same trade over and over again. And then I just keep collecting premium. So that's the strategy there. Oh no, did it get cut off? It's over and over again.
They cut off.
Oh, they cut off?
And wait, can you hear me?
Oh, hi. Yeah,
there we go.
I can hear you.
All right, we're back. Let's go. I'm going to air horn that. Got to celebrate the small wins today. But we've got Brent in the chat. He hasn't really traded options before. He's asking how far out do you go on your strike price when you're selling a covered call?
Brent Portman. He's a little new to options.
Oh, okay. That's a great question. So
you just set up a $500 account. So
Yep. Totally.
Okay. So for me, I typically like to sell anywhere between 4 weeks to 6 weeks out, around like 30 to 45 days out. Yeah. I like to choose within that time frame because of this thing called theta decay. So with options, if you guys already, with the viewers who trade options, every option that a person purchases, there's some sort of theta decay involved in that. So that option value is always shrinking as time progresses. And the time where theta decay happens the most is when, I guess, the inflection point is around 30 to 45 days. Anything after that, like 29 days, 15 days, 10 days, theta decay is super rapid. And that's when the option value decays really, really fast. So I like to sell within that time frame. So because it works to my advantage. When I sell something, I'm basically selling like lemons to people, where it's going to expire worthless to them. And I get to keep all of the premium in the end. So hopefully that answers their question.
Strike price, how are you deciding your strike price versus what the stock is currently trading at?
Oh, okay. So my goal, it's a little bit different than other people where they sell covered calls. I know some people like to sell maybe like at a delta 30, which means that it has a probability of being called away like 30% of the time. I like to sell 1, 2, or 3 strikes out of the money. Something very near the money. So this way, I want to get called away and make the capital gains within that month. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Luke, is Luke leaving us again?
Yeah, Luke's got to go on a call.
All right.
I have fun and I lose track of time. Sorry, guys.
So Luke is going on a call. I think I should
chat
switch.
challenge is up on this laptop.
I think
so
I should switch to your seat. Oh,
yeah, switch over to me.
Wait, show the chat challenge.
I got to move.
All right. Okay. So forget it. I'm moving over there. Okay. Okay. So I'm moving over there. Don't hold on, Steve. Don't go anywhere. 1 sec.
Yeah, no worries. You're a busy guy, Luke. All right, see you, Luke.
He's gone. We're building like Benzinga at the same time as doing this. If you haven't, Benzinga, I don't know if you've heard of it before, but I know you said you may have. It's we're like one of the biggest publishers. The microphone. What? The microphone. Jeez, the microphones. Why don't they just give me whatever. We're one of the. If you haven't heard of Benzinga, we're like one of the biggest publishers of financial news to the North American brokerage space. So who do you trade with, Steve? What brokerages do you use?
I use a couple. I use Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, and Robinhood.
So if you use TD Ameritrade and Robinhood, you see Benzinga on it a lot, to be honest. If you do Schwab, you may not see us. And so we're about 105 people that work here. Last year, we were about 32. This year, we've hired 56 people, and then there's a few others. And so Luke is going to pay the bills. Like, we're doing our business is licensing content, all that other stuff, talking to people like you. Maybe we'll create a product with you one day. Who knows? We have about 50 million, about 10 million people that come to our site monthly, and then about 50 million readers that read our content monthly. So that's that's a story here. Yeah. They put your Twitter name. Cool. So now, Steve, there was definitely questions in the chat. You were explaining something, and
sure.
So where were we? What's the upside risk if you sell a call and the stock price spikes way above the strike? Is what someone just said. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I get that question a lot where, it's like, what happens if the stock skyrockets past your strike price? Then basically there's opportunity cost, right? But the way I see it is, I still made a profit from not only the premium and also the capital gain. Now, besides just selling covered calls, I do another option play on this too, where I'll purchase a leaps option to kind of pair with my covered calls. So in case that the stock price passes through the strike price, my leaps option is going to gain a lot of momentum, a lot of value from the stock price moving up. And then I'll profit from that side of the trade too. Yeah, then this is why we're called Call to Leap, because we sell covered calls and we also invest and trade in leaps options.
How many years have you been doing this strategy for?
Probably around like 5 years, something like that, around 4 years. Yeah, I used to be a public school math teacher before this.
Oh, can you tutor my kids?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything's online. I can totally do that.
How many years like your strategy may not seem complicated to you, but when I think about your strategy, it seems like almost a foreign language to me. And I'm a really good investor. I know I'm saying that, and I usually don't talk about myself that way, but I am. Like, if I look at my portfolio returns, I'll put them against anyone in any of these chats. I'm a good fundamental investor. So over the long term, I believe I'll beat anyone that goes against me. Now, what I won't do properly is position sizing. That is my weakness, and I'm trying to get better at the position sizing. What I mean is, when I have a high conviction trade, I had one this about a month ago. It's Upwork for 2 months. I told everyone that would listen to me to go in hardcore. And the day before earnings, I said, okay, am I going to be happy with the position I built? And then I said yes. But then when it exploded like I knew it would, basically, I wasn't happy because I didn't have enough. And that's always the case. But so position sizing is my weakness. But my question to you is, what made you get into this strategy of leaps and the other part you're talking about? What made you like discover that strategy? Was it some person that you were talking to, someone that you saw printing money, some hedge fund? Just give us a little bit of that kind of color. What made you do all this?
Sure, yeah. So when I first started, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I got into the stock market. I started investing. I saw a lot of huge gains and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe my portfolio is growing at an exponential rate. And then I discovered when I first encountered my first, like pullback, like correction, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm losing a lot of, quote unquote, like value in my portfolio. And I read how a lot of people actually profited from the stock market going down. So I read about that, and I saw that trading this thing called options. And I decided to get into that. I studied that, and I did a lot of crazy stuff, like stuff that you see on Wall Street Bets, where like I'll buy like short-term calls. Sometimes I'll get lucky, a lot of times, but most of the time I lost a lot of money. And when I was, buying all of these random calls or whatever, I kept losing. I kept thinking, well, if I'm losing money, then someone else on the other side must be making money, right? I mean, that's just like logic right there. So if I'm buying short-term calls, losing money, then why don't I flip that around? And then why don't I sell these short-term calls instead? And then let the other person be on the losing side of the trade. So that's where I kind of like got into the mathematics behind it. I learned about the Greeks. And then I also discovered this thing called, leaps options, because, well, I learned that theta is like at highest when it's at a during for short-term options. And I was like, if I keep getting killed by theta decay, why not counteract that by buying a leaps option where theta decay is very, very minimal. So then that's when I started getting into leaps options, and then I kind of paired these trades together. I also learned about spreads, but yeah, that's pretty much, I kind of just looked at the mathematics behind it and saw that, this statistically, selling short-term options, buying long-term options, these were the statistically safer strategies.
Okay. And so we're going to have you take us through a leap option, but before you do that, I just have to ask you, oh my God, this mic, why don't I have a lavalier mic? The wire doesn't even reach me. Like, I don't know what Aaron's doing to me. I'm sorry, but shit, so.
It's okay.
I know. It's like they're like, I don't know what there. Now it reaches me. All right. So,
yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. Before we do this leap option, Brent, the new trader, investor, Brent is actually someone I know, and he thinks he's the best, and I just like to razz him a lot and say he's new. So that's just why I keep saying that. But before we do the leap option, I have one quick question. It's really amateur question. I have these lithium options, LTHM, which actually are up 1,242%, which is great. But because of my risk averseness and buying calls because they expired at worthless a lot of times for me too, I mean, I probably only spent $1,200 on them, and they're up 1,200%. But my question is, they expired today. If I don't do anything, will it just convert at the stock? It was a $10 December 18th strike price, and the stock's at $17 today. I exercised my other ones, my lithiums that were 15 yesterday, but I have like say 10 left of the lithium that strike at $10, and I just need to know what to do with them. What would you suggest?
And I'm sorry, and then you bought these calls, and are they?
I bought
they're
them
in the
like
money?
I bought them at $1, and they're at I mean, they're up. There's a huge profit, right? And I have a huge profit in them.
Yeah.
The strike price is $10, and they're like at $17. My question to you is, if I
Oh,
don't
wow.
if I don't do anything right now, what happens? Does it just convert to the regular common stock?
It depends so you bought the call. Well, it depends on if you want to exercise it. If you exercise it, then you'll be buying the 100 shares per contract. But if you're already in, if these call contracts are already in the money, then yeah, man, you made a lot of money then. Everything's all in the money. So you can probably just let it expire, or you can just close out right now just to be safe. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know
But
I don't know how fast it moves,
well, people keep
within a
saying
day.
people keep saying that I have to exercise it, and I don't want to click anything. I don't want to do anything. I just want to do nothing and see what happens. So I have the December 10 calls. I bought them. I lied to you, Steve. I don't like lying. I bought them for 55 cents. 55 cents, and they're at $7.40. Okay, that's what they're at. 55 cents.
Yeah.
So it's a huge gain. My question is, if I do nothing, if I don't click a button, what happens? Do you know?
Yeah, you just expire. Everything just expires, and I think your brokerage will just kind of close out for you, right?
Okay.
Just buy the shares, buy the calls back. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then Brent has been dying to ask you, explain a leap. Explain a leap. I don't know how you want to explain it or show something, but he's Brent and actually Cat Lover is asking that. I love it. Someone tells me to put the mic closer. Someone says put it away, further away. Whatever you guys want me to do, but can you explain a leap?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So a LEAPS option, it's an acronym that stands for long-term equities anticipation securities. And basically LEAPS options are option contracts that expire more than a year. So the reason why I like to purchase LEAPS options is because theta decay is relatively smaller to the contract size itself. So whenever I sell contracts, I sell covered calls, cash secured puts. Usually I'll go out like 1 month. These 1 month options, they decay very, very fast. The theta decay will range from like, I don't know, $10 to $20 every single day. So every day that stock doesn't move at all, the option contract loses $10 every single day, and that's a lot of money, right? Compared to the value of the contract itself. However, with a LEAPS contract, rather than losing $10 or $20 every single day, it can probably lose only like $2 or $1.50 every single day. So the theta decay is relatively small. So I know a lot of beginners out there, they like to buy out of the money, short-term, shorter dated calls. The reason is because they're very cheap, right? Like maybe they're like, $5 or $10 or whatever. But it's really hard to profit from these sometimes because of theta decay, and then if the stock doesn't go the way you want it, then it's very possible that these options can just expire worthless. So I'm more on the conservative side of things on trading, and I like to purchase LEAPS options. So this way I have more time, I have more extrinsic value, more time to be right about the direction of a stock. So I usually go out maybe like a year and a half, sometimes even 2 years, all the way out in the expiration date. Yeah. So hopefully that answers that person's question.
No, it does. It absolutely does. But what I would like to do is have you come week after or after the new year and even log into my account and do one of these leap option trades. I have like some play money account that it's okay if it loses. It's not like I'm going to be upset. It's like whatever. And I think it'd be good to see you execute it through E-Trade or Robinhood or one of the brokerages so others can see how to set those trades up. I don't want to do it today because the technology and all that stuff, they're getting better, but I think that would be good. Would you ever be willing to do that?
Sure, yeah. Reach out to me. Yeah, we'll set up a date. We can totally do a little demonstration there.
Yeah, I think that's because people are asking stuff about like, so another question said, what's strike price compared to current stock price on the leap? Like, what strike price do you look at compared to the current stock price when you're setting up the leap?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a really great question. So, I like to do a little comparison, compare and contrast here. So when I sell calls and sell puts, I like to sell out of the money calls because out of the money calls they have only extrinsic value. There's no intrinsic value at all, and extrinsic value can be eroded by theta decay, and that's what I want as a seller. I want my the thing that I sell, the option that I sell, to be just eroded by theta decay. I want everything to be extrinsic value. However, on the flip side, as an options buyer, I need to be strategic about this, and I don't want to buy something that has just extrinsic value. I want to buy something that's more in the money, something that has more intrinsic value that theta cannot be decayed by. So the typical strike price that I like to choose is around anything around maybe like a delta 60 to a delta 80, something like a little bit deeper in the money. So I like to go all the way far out and deeper. So as an options buyer, yeah. So just so it's much more conservative, a little bit safer there, just so I have more time to be right about a stock's movement.
No, I love it. And
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you offline. I have some ideas. I mean, is going crazy with questions and they really like how you explain it, and so that's awesome. You should be. So you're doing this full time right now?
Yeah. So I became financially free this year. I left my school job, and yeah, it's been great. I started a TikTok. I have a little team going on, and we decided to create these social media platforms on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube to kind of spread awareness of how to become financially literate, how to invest, how to reach financial freedom, like maybe between 5 to 10 years, because I know a lot of us, we grew up thinking, oh, we have to work a 9 to 5 job until we're 60 years old. And I'm like, dude, who made up this rule? Like, we have to retire at 60 years old, and then just looking at all the surveys and statistics and everything, you see a lot of Americans not being able to come up with, like a $1,000 emergency, or they don't know anything about the stock market. They don't know anything about investing. They're just putting all of their money in their bank, and they're just letting everything get eroded by inflation. And my goal is to kind of spread the good news to people that, you don't have to be in this cycle of debt and, just being trapped in this I can't break out of my financial situation, and that there's a way out. And this is where I kind of show people, the stock market and how beautiful it is, and, and how you can grow your wealth using the stock market as a vehicle. So
I love it. And a couple quick questions on that. I agree with you. I give a speech to people that build at Benzinga. You shouldn't build here or be here if it's something you're not passionate about. I was talking about a TJ Maxx example. I was at TJ Maxx a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I was there, but I was. And these ladies were out working on the floor, and they're like, it was 7 p.m. She's like, I have my lunch break in 15 minutes. And I was thinking, okay, they're working there, maybe not because they're passionate about it, but they want to, get money and pay bills and all that stuff. You have the opportunity, there's a guy here, Elliot, who's awesome, and he could be in Hawaii and do his job. And it's and he loves his job, And so there's this thing called PTO where you go on vacation. And I'm like, I don't I'm going to Florida next week, but I don't want to turn this off every day. It's so there's a guy, Joel Conan, he has a Peloton. And I said, Joel, what if I told you couldn't go on your Peloton for a month? He's like, I'd be very angry. I'm like, well, then that's how your job or your work should be. You should be the same way. I don't feel like, oh my God, I gotta do work. That's what it was in the, back in the day when you're working assembly line or boring ass jobs that are sitting in a room. And your teaching job, there is our argument to say that if you truly loved it and that was your favorite thing to do, then that's what you would continue to do. My wife teaches special ed. She loves it. She doesn't want to stop. She didn't want to go full time. She wanted to do part time, but she loves seeing the children that she affects because she thinks, I guess she probably thinks that she does it better than other people, which may be true. And so what you're saying, your mentality, yeah, you went to your passion, right?
That's right. Yeah, definitely. I think, like what you said, it's, a lot of times we have, a lot of people, they have jobs and it feels like they have to work, they
Yep.
have to pay the bills going to this job. And man, that kind of mentality really sucks, right? Like you want to do something that you're passionate about, right?
Right.
Like what yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
definitely. Then what's the purpose of life, right? Like
that's what I
then
get.
you're just a slave, right?
And that's what gets me because it's the end of the year, and we used to have an unlimited vacation policy at Benzinga, and then this one kid took advantage of it because we were trying to copy Google's model, but we were doing one part of it wrong. We didn't have 360 reviews, so the one kid didn't care that he just took off all this time because none of his teammates were reviewing him, and I didn't know that part of the system with Google. But then like there's people with PTO days left at Benzinga, and they're like some people want to take the max days, and I'm not saying don't take them. I'm not saying don't go, unwind, go on vacation. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is if you feel the need, like you want to take the max days, is like a speed limit. Like it's 70, you don't have to go 70, and you don't need the max days because if this is what you're passionate about, then it's your job to create. And I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority, but like if I'm at a job that I want to take the max days, then I probably don't love what I'm doing because I like if I love going on a Peloton 3 or 4 days a week and someone said, oh, you can't go on for 3 weeks because you have to take your PTO, your 3 weeks, you can't be on. That's how GM and Fords are. Like they literally furlough you for a period of time. That's what I don't get, Steve.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I do have another question.
yeah.
Okay, so Brent, leave Steve alone. Okay, leave Steve alone. He said he's blocking you. Okay, my question is, you have fucking 500,000 followers on TikTok. How did that happen? Did you hack the system a little bit? I've interviewed Griffin Johnson, Josh Richards, Bryce Hall, Dave Portnoy. So I know how they did it, some of them. But tell me, how did you get to 500,000 subscribers? And don't give me the BS. Oh, I just put good content and it happened. You did mention you have a team. So give us a little bit of insight for this aspiring entrepreneurs out in the audience.
Sure. Yeah, it's been an amazing ride. We actually just started July 4th this year, and yeah, we have over 500,000, or I think very. But I think what gravitates people to our channel is I feel like I wasn't born rich or anything like that, and I like to tell my story to all of our followers and how I grew up poor and I didn't know like anything about the stock market until recently. So I feel like people can relate to me, and with the content that we push out, we try to be strategic about it. Being a middle school teacher, it's I always have to be strategic with like when I teach my kids, I have to be like, it has to be like entertaining. It has to be exciting. I know like their attention span is kind of like getting a little bit lower every time, every year that goes by with all the technology and everything. So I go, okay, if I were to bring all of the skills that I had in the classroom and try to see if I can kind of, convert it into these videos and try to make these videos very exciting, but at the same time, the core of it is very educational, and I can kind of, show people like how to invest, for the long term, how to grow their wealth. Then, and also by supplementing that by telling my story, I think, a lot of people are going to want to follow us and want to gravitate towards our channel. So, I think one of our key strategies is really just being consistent with our posting. I know a lot of our videos that we post, they might not be like the best or anything like that, but we're always, filming videos every single day. Just like we kind of look at the comment sections to see like what is it that people have questions on or what they're curious about, and that's how we get our ideas for our next video. But yeah, I think just consistency and just kind of just being creative, just trying out new things, and just seeing how that works on TikTok and like Instagram.
How big's your team? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah. So right now we have around we have 5 people right now on our team. Yeah, so it's we have some traders. I kind of will ask them about their opinions on a couple of trades, investments, just to make sure like we're on the right page. So it's not just me. I have some people on marketing.
Yep.
I have someone. I have Candace who is she used to work for a blogger. So she understands like the algorithms of like making meaningful content. Just like little strategies that I never really know about. Like I didn't know about TikTok until like she kind of introduced it to me. But just like little small things like, oh, what time to post, when to, like what things that you have to say within the first 5 seconds, like stuff like that. So yeah, we have a pretty tight team right now. It's going really, really well. Everyone's very good at what they do. So
Is it's leading to a stock pick. But I'm gonna go with my next question. The people you have on your team, like Candace or what have you, did you find any of those people on my favorite company, my favorite stock that I picked this year at 16, Upwork or Fiverr, which is a 10x move on Fiverr? But yeah, did you find them, or was it just through relationships and friends of friends and yada 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 yada?
it's the yada 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 yada. It's all the friends and it's all the relationships. Yeah, yeah. It's all the people that that are in my close circle. That's right.
No, that's an awesome story. We should do next time you have a trade or something, let's do a story on you, or let's do from math teacher to stock market millionaire, some sort of story
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Like we'll
Yeah.
stay
Sounds good.
we'll stay in touch. I think Aaron reached out to you, so he has your contact info. We thank you for coming on and educating the community. We'll bring you on and do some live trades in the future, and I'm sure there's other things. And maybe follow Benzinga on TikTok if you get a chance. And we don't do as much.
Yeah,
as you,
definitely.
but
Yeah.
but
Yeah. We do already. So.
oh, you do? Okay, yeah. I mean, our core
Yeah,
business,
yeah, yeah.
again, at the end of the day, is producing news and data for other. Like, if you're using Yahoo Finance, you're using us. Like, it's our analyst ratings. If you're using Robinhood, it's our earnings data. You're using us. Like, we're like the vendor. We're the thing behind the thing in a lot of instances. And our website was our redheaded stepchild that we didn't touch. And I know it sounds strange. Now we're doing more with it. But really, our core was selling data and content. And that's it. And now we're doing more of these shows because, honestly, I couldn't find people like you that I want to find guys like you, Steve, that like should be on CNBC, in my opinion. So I'm like, I'm done with this, Luke. I'm frustrated. So I ran into this guy, Rohan, and he's like, okay, I'll get you set up, Jason. So this week we've had on you, this guy, Jack, Jack, I know his last name, like Hubble or her. Where is his name? I'm really screwing up right now. Yeah, Jack Hurley, Bio Queen, you, Tiffany. It's good. So that's why. So thanks, man, for coming on, and we'll be in touch.
Sure. So yeah. Thanks for having me, Jason.
Yep.
All right. You have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Talk.
Yep. Bye-bye. Hey, Rohan, Luke wants me to share the chat challenge. How do I do that? What? Producer Rohan. It's in Luke's computer screen. On Luke's computer screen. How do I share the chat challenge? It's on his thing, the chat challenge. Come on, we need a chat challenge. All right, are we shared? All right, should I zoom in? All right, here's a chat challenge. We got the dashes and the Airbnbs. All right, what are the stocks at, guys? What are the stocks at? Who's winning? I don't know. I don't know what the stocks are at because I don't have my setup, but I'm going to go to quotes.benzinga.com. That's quotes.benzinga.com, and I'm going to look up dash. We're up. Yeah, baby, 'cause I own some Dash. We're up 5.5%. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then we got A, B, and B. Okay, so who's winning? I don't even know. I don't even know. Luke would have to update it. It looks like the Airbnbs are winning. Yep, Airbnbs are winning. So we got Andrew L, Hot Stocks Luke, Michael, Jason H, Christian, She, Passy, Nofo, Antonio, James D. Oh, yeah, look at all these names. Wow, you guys kicked our butts. You kicked our butts, I believe. I believe I'm on the other side, right? Am I? I think I'm on the other side. So Airbnb are the winners right now. It ends on Monday, so we still have a chance to kick your ass, but not yet. So, okay, that's that. Now, my next question is, can I show my portfolio live on the screen, Rohan, or no, because it's on Luke's thing? Well, I don't think they have time for an adapter, but I'll talk. I wanted to show my portfolio live, but I'll just talk it because Rohan won't let me, so I got to figure out how to do that. Okay, that's for us not being able to show my stock portfolio live. This was in my lifetime. I mean, listen, I have bad weeks too, guys, so I'm not bragging, but this is my best week ever in the stock market by far. Upwork, call options. I bought them at, I know our last guest said, Jason, that's really impressive. You bought them at $1.17. I bought my Upwork call options, guys. I'm telling you the truth. I'll show you screenshots at $1.70. You know what they're at right now, guys? $19.10. $19.10. $1.70. Imagine if you bought $10,000 of those calls. They're at $19.10. That's just like, oh my God, that's just crazy. I didn't buy what I just said. I didn't buy 10,000. I bought like 1,200. So that's 1,200 into 14,000, but I already sold some of them, so it would have been 28, but I shouldn't have sold those ones. Anyway, that's that. RFL we bought this week. I told you guys Peloton I own. I'm not selling. I own a decent size. Lithium I'm not selling. I have 4 calls that convert today, and I'm not going to touch them. I think what's going to happen is the lithium calls I'm going to actually buy it at 55 cents, or they're going to convert to the common stock, and I'm going to have 400 more shares of lithium. I don't know. No one really gave me that clear answer. Inseego up 7%. I mean, INSG. So that is nice. Square is moving. I'm going to call my broker on those things calling. I just don't like calling. And then I don't know why I own this stock, but I own it. And, it was the conversion. It just got converted. FPPP. That was that unit. All right, so I got the money. Okay. So I have my Dunkin' Donuts must have gone through because I have a stock that just numbers. So that stock went through today. Okay. GAN is up a bit. PSTH that Luke gave is down 5%. I don't know if I should kill him. Five Below still moving. Voyager's down 5 cents today. Yatra I own from the trades. What else do I have? I got to get rid of this stock. Yeah, I have my Dunkin' Donuts. I need that cash out of the account. And then BCRX I bought is that one lady was going crazy, and I own Asana. OMP, I own OMP. GBTC, I think some of you have heard of it. And then ESTC. It's not just a search engine. It's an enterprise B2B back end, and we're going to pay them. And if you guys want to make money, join the Benzinga ETF. We spend all this money with Amazon, Asana, you name it, and all those companies are doing amazing. The Benzinga ETF, like all the companies that we pay, Twilio, HubSpot, baby, oh yeah. I bought that at $60 at $380. If you just follow me, you guys are going to make the money. Brad Moore, did I buy or sell the calls? Did I sell what calls, Brad Moore? What calls are you talking about, sir? I don't know what you're saying. Okay. I can't know what calls. So, Brad Moore, please let me know, and then I'm going to head out and get back to work. 246, Mashalik. So, I don't know what calls. If you're talking about Tesla calls from a while ago, I sold that. We're like 630. I got out of that position. I just got out of it. That was a Brent D, and I did it live, but I got out of it. So, heading to Florida, guys, tomorrow. That doesn't mean, Brad Moore, I bought those calls. They're up 1,200%. I sold some of the other ones yesterday, but I have only 4 calls left. And I just didn't want to, I wanted to maybe just buy the stock and own the stock. So I need to call, I guess, E-Trade to figure out how. Frank, I'll be in Miami and Aventura. Yes, I golf. You must golf too. But yeah, I'll be in Miami and Aventura. And I got to rent a car, Frank M. I'm going to go on Toro. I need like a bigger car because we have 3 kids. Toro has some nice cars. I saw like a Range Rover on there, but I just don't know how reliable it is. I wish there were more cars. But yeah, I got to rent a car. So if you guys, about a car thing, because I rented a car in Florida like a couple weeks ago, and it was the worst experience I've ever had at a place ever. And I won't even talk about it. So, oh yeah, Frank, you sent me the email. So you're a golfer. You're a golf pro. Holy cow. Yeah. So if you're in Miami and Aventura, let me know. Maybe we'll go golfing. Who knows? You can teach me a thing or two. You can help my, I don't know, my putting, my chipping. I don't know. Whatever. So you are obligated to buy the shares. I didn't sell a call though, Brad. I bought the calls. I bought them. Exercise. I don't know. You guys, I'm just saying if I didn't do anything on those calls that expired today, if I do nothing, they expired today, what happens? I'm up 1,100%. No one's still telling me. If I don't touch anything, let's say I'm not looking at my account. I'm sleeping in Jerusalem. I mean, are they just going to come out of my account? Are the money's going to come to me? Am I going to own the stock? That's all I'm asking. That's it, you know? So I don't know. I was told if you want the shares, you need to exercise. Well, I will not get my profit, Brandy. There's no way. No way, no way. There's no way I won't get profit. I'm calling E-Trade. I'm going to not close all those calls so I can see what happens. And then I'm going to find out. You will own the stock. See, that's what I'm thinking. And I want to own the stock. So exactly. If you do nothing, your calls will automatically convert into the shares at your brokerage. We'll do it automatically, and you have to do nothing. And I'll own the calls at the $10 a share strike price on lithium. That's my guess, right? Yeah, that's it. So when you buy, you have the right. When you sell, you have the obligation. When you buy, you have the right. When you sell, you have the obligation. So selling converts automatically. Buying does not. Depends on the brokerage. Robinhood would sell them, but if you wanted to exercise on the stock, you have to call them. Okay. All right. I love it, guys. You're awesome. And I want to say thank you. I told you we have a swag store that's okay, not great. It's kind of, we need to make cool little products every week of like financial products, little fun things, memes, whatever it is. And we got about 6 inquiries for that role. And there's the closest one right now, I think, is Caesar for it. He seems the most passionate. But there's different roles at Benzinga. If you look at our Twitter feed, I personally don't love our Twitter feed. There's about 114,000 followers. But I think a Twitter feed is very good when it makes you smarter. And what I mean by smarter is like if someone tweeted like, today is the day that, Tesla, Nike their market cap would equal this, or just like interesting, pithy thoughts is what I'm looking for our Twitter feed. Right now, it's not that, and I've wanted that for like 2 years now, and I just haven't focused on it. And so I'm going to the community. If you have someone that you think is smart, pithy, says interesting comments, I would love for them to take part of our Twitter feed over, because right now, 1 to 10, our Twitter feed is a 3. And that's just because we're not really focused on it and need to find the right person. But I want to thank everyone who's made this happen. Our producers go by Rohan. Don't know his last name. I can't pronounce it. I'm not sure. Aaron Thomas I can do. Aaron Bly. And then, and the graphics you saw today were just like a starter package. Monday, Rohan's going to roll out the Rolls Royce. Maybe. We'll see. And we won't have these microphones that I have to hold. We'll have lavalier mics, I hope. But I won't even be here. That's the issue. I'll be in Florida. So I will do the show from the water slide. I need a waterproof computer, a waterproof lavalier mic, Rohan. You got to find that by Monday, because that's where I'll do it, or maybe the beach. I heard there's a nude beach, so I better be careful. I shouldn't do it there. That could be bad. People may get mad. So, all right. We love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate everything you guys do. And where's the show been all year? Blue Doves. What do you mean, where's the show been all year? I don't know what you mean. What show? Our show? The show has been here for like 3. We started like 6 weeks ago, and today's the first day that there is a bigger screen that I could read the message. I keep looking down at my computer, but Rohan doesn't remind me that there's a big screen. So that's just, the big screen. The reason I can't see it all is because there's a table in front of it, and maybe it needs to be raised, but I see it now, so I guess I don't have to. Yeah, I see it. So next time because I'm looking, when I look at my computer monitor, I notice that my eyes look down, and then you see my black eyes. See how my eyes are like a little black around it? It's because I don't sleep enough. I don't sleep. Benzinga, enjoy your observed vacation. No, cat lover, you're not going to keep me away, man. Or ma'am, I don't know. And you guys, you said keep the guests coming. This is just the start. You should see the guests I have lined up for you guys. You should see the guests. If you guys it's going to rock your world, the guests that we have for you. So many things are going to rock your world, and I promise you the guests we have will be one of them. And for New Year's Eve, I wish you guys all the best. And all I ask in return for these free shows is you follow us on Twitter, you go to Benzinga, read an article, like us, share with your friends, get us more followers. Let your broker know that we exist. So if you use Robinhood, send a ping to Robinhood and say, you should add Benzinga News to your platform, or add more, or say, please add Benzinga data. It makes me more profitable. Like, if you send that to Robinhood, send me a screenshot. I'll take care of you. Jason@benzinga.com. Let Robinhood know they should use Benzinga. They should use us, and it'll make you more profitable. You guys are awesome, and I'll take care of you with the swag store. And once we get someone to run that swag store, we just need someone who's nimble and does more doing than thinking. This is all about in life, guys. You can think, you can have the best idea in the world for a business, but it doesn't matter. The best idea, I was working on TiVo. I had the TiVo preliminary patent in process, and then I was 16 years old, and I stopped it because, like, oh, I can get that. Then 2 years later, Mike Ramsey filed the TiVo patent. He said, I can come work. There's number 5 employee, number 5, whatever. And the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter what you start. It doesn't matter what's in your head. It matters what you follow through on. It matters what you run through the finish line on. And so I realized that, and I realized where my strengths are, and I realized where my weaknesses are. There's no way I could have pulled off doing these shows without an amazing team. And that's what it's about. That swag store that we have will be an average swag store until someone takes it over and runs through the finish line. But the key is they need to be a doer. They just need to make things happen. That's the key in life, and I want to say that so many times because I had successful businesses that were or somewhat successful when I was younger, but then I got bored of them, and I moved on to something else. And I didn't run through the finish line. It's the number one thing I would say, run through the finish line and know you're not out there alone. Stay positive. You know, when you're depressed or alone or any of that kind of stuff, know there's others out there like you or like yourself, and they're there to talk to you. And I know it's hard to talk to your family about that kind of stuff sometimes, but if you need someone to send a text to, you can text me. I don't care. 248-766-0000. I may not respond right away. Don't get mad. That goes with my email as well. It's about 600 right now a day or a little more. That is it. Appreciate you all, and I may be out a couple days next week, but that doesn't mean my love is diminished at all. It's even just stronger. And the passionate ZingerNation community, I saw the ZingerNation community in action this morning on a pre-market prep show, and I'd never been more grateful and heartfelt than I was today. So thank you, guys. Thank you. I didn't read any of the messages that you guys have said in the last one. Says, Raz, Benzinga, oh, okay, execution is 99. Yes, please do. Have a great vacation. And thank you. Thank you. I just try to be honest and tell the story the way I see it. That's it. Like, on Tesla, guys, I should have made, honestly, I bought it at $3. I should have made tens of millions of dollars. But literally, I don't buy big enough positions. That is my failure, but I've changed my position size and strategy. And I'll talk to you about my position size and strategy that I put in place 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I'll talk maybe if I come on next week. I really like it. It reminds me of how I play blackjack. So always thank you, guys. Share the word. We appreciate you. And I would love nothing more, Marcus Duran, to make you rich. Nothing more. So, yeah, FOMO is real every day for a trader. Absolutely. All right, and if you can, join Benzinga Pro. I'll be in the chat room at Benzinga Pro. Benzinga Pro is our premium platform. All right, pro.benzinga.com. Marcus, I did give my premium trades next big plays earlier, so scroll back, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Thank you.